Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the name of the Most High, Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, all right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect, the house of David. So I wanted to get into the story in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, in which, I think brothers should read this, in their spare time whenever they can. This is a beautiful chapter, and it gives you the mind frame of our people and the dedication they had to the Most High Yahweh. All right, and we through Yahweh Shai, all right, have that same faith and that same hope. And in these latter days, we've been given this word, but we have to understand that there's a lot that our forefathers, all right, and foremothers, as you'll read in this chapter, all right, because you have particular women who followed and were faithful as well. And one of those women is written about in this chapter, man. All right. And may this sister, whoever she is, be raised up into righteousness, man, wherever she is, because the Lord is in the time. We're in the time of mercy. All of the things that our foreparents went through, all right, who were dedicated in righteousness and didn't, sell out, all of those are coming back into a reward in this time in new bodies. Okay. In this chapter, we were in the Greek Empire. Okay. The Greeks, all right, at this time were Edomites. Now, originally, the Greeks, all right, were descendants of Japhet. Okay. A Japhetic people. They weren't Negroes. However, they had dark skin. Okay. The Japhetic people today, the Polynesian, the Hawaiians, okay, and so forth. Okay, those were the original inhabitants of that land. However, it was taken over by Esau Edom, in which he's taken over everybody's land and taken their culture and made it his own. As the scriptures say, they oppress a man and his heritage. They covet fields and take them by violence. Okay, so the so-called white man has been, he's not new to this. He's true to this. Okay, so in this chapter, we're in the Greek Empire, and when the Greeks rolled on us, all right, because there was a point where Jake was just chilling amongst the Greeks, but there came a point where shit got bad, man, and that Hellenization was horrible. You had many of our people who gave in at this time, man, but you had some who didn't. All right, and that vibration and that mind frame is the mind frame we have to have in these times going into Jacob's trouble, man. Although we know the Lord is going to lift up a standard, all right, we understand that we are going to be tested. We have to go through that fire, and we want to make sure that we have the right mind frame and going through this. All right. Now, in this chapter, I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to read something that one of our brothers told Esau Edom, man. And what he told him was that ultimately there will be one day where you wouldn't have any resurrection of life. But I want to read through some of what was going on in this story. Okay, so that we can just, paint the picture, man. So this is 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter. I start at 1. It says, and it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken. They were taken, man. Okay. And when I say Hellenization, when you read in the New Testament, neither Jew nor Greek, bond nor free. Okay. When it says Greek, you look up that word in the Greek, it's Hellen. And this is the period where our people were Hellenized. You can read about that history in the Maccabees. Because when you read the Bible, you have the 4 beasts that were written about in Daniel. All right. The Assyrian Babylonian Empire. Okay. The Persians and the Medes. Then you had the Greco-Roman Empire. Okay. Where do you read about the history of our people in the Greek Empire? You can go into the Bible. Okay. Which the Apocrypha is a part of the Bible, but you can go into the Bible without the Apocrypha and you can get the history on our people and all of these empires. But the history of the Greek Empire is not in the actual Bible without the Apocrypha. You have to go into the Apocrypha, okay, to read. And that gives you understanding on why our people were called Gentiles, because at this time they forsook the Holy Covenant, man. and they ultimately gave in. Okay, the majority of them, and some of them didn't, and we're going to read about some that didn't. But that links to the New Testament as to why our people were called heathens and Greeks, because they started taking on these customs, man. So the Maccabees was a family, all right, who stuck to the script. Now, at this time, you got to think they were grabbing up our people and forcing them to eat swine, forcing them to, bow to other different gods. Okay, so imagine this, man. All right, 2 Maccabees 7:1. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law, to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. So they were whipping them, telling them that they should eat swine, man, which is against the law of the Most High. And Esau knows that. And when you look at the Greeks, they were heavy into swine. And when you look at this system, what do you see as one of the number one meats that's promoted everywhere, all on TV? Swine, bacon. All of the commercials you see, you're going to see the bacon. You look on billboards, you're going to see a big breakfast sandwich with bacon or ham. Esau is heavily into that. Okay, and that proves that the spirit of the Greeks are back here today. Okay, and they whooped them with scourges and whips. And weren't we whipped on our backs in slavery? The same people. Also, these Greeks hung our little children by their necks. Okay, that's in First Maccabees, I believe, the first chapter. So this is proof that these are the Edomites, man, the so-called white man. So it says, but one of them that spake first said, thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers, man. Wow. So then the king, being enraged, commanded a pans of cauldrons to be made hot. Okay, did not Esau burn big things of hot water and burn our children, the fathers, the children, and the mothers in front of the families in slavery? This is proof, man. The proof is in the pudding of what's going on here, man. If you can't see that these are the Edomites, the so-called white man, then, hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. It said, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost of his body parts. Remember, they used to cut off our rods, our hands, our legs. It's nothing new under the sun, man. It says, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. So Esau would do these things in front of our families, man. And you think you're not going to pay? Okay. It says, now when he was thus maimed and all his members, cut off his rod, his toes, but he didn't turn. He didn't bow to these different guys. He didn't eat the swine. How many people in Israel would eat that swine? Or take this, man? You got to have the mind frame to take this, man. Whoo! Okay? You got a lot of tough guys. I'll do it. You got to pray to the Heavenly Father to put the spirit on you to do that, man, because it's better to die this sort of death than to eat that damn swine, man. And some of you are looking like, well, that's people in the world would say that was stupid, man. And now thus, when he was thus maimed and all his members, he commanded him, yet being alive, and brought him to the fire to be fried in a pan. Woo! And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. So they seen what was about to happen to them, man. And they were with their mother, man. And the Lord looketh upon us, in truth hath comforted us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declaring, saying, and he shall be comfort in his servants. And then the song of Moses is the end of Edom, man. Look it up. Esau is mentioned in the song of Moses, man. All right. So when the first was dead after his number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when he had pulled off the skin of his head, all right, with the hair, they asked him, without eat, all right, before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body. Man, they pulled the skin off of his head, man. But when he answered in his own language, I thought we didn't have a language. He answered in the Hebrew, man, and said, no, wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. Now, remember, the mother is watching her children go through this, man. And when you read down, okay, the mother spoke boldly, man. You know, you women better read this story and hope. All right. Like hell, the Lord puts a spirit like her on you. Now, ultimately, a standard is coming in this time, man. But there are going to be particular brothers who are going to have to be martyrs, man. OK, have to be martyrs. Maybe you go to the guillotine. Who knows? If the Lord may have you tortured. Who knows how it's going to happen? Ultimately, we know there's going to be martyrs, man. OK. It says, now, who wants to be tortured? Who wants to go through this? Right. Of course, you don't want to. But if you do have to, you just want to pray to the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to put the spirit on you to do. All right. What will be right in his eyes, as he says in Psalms. Beautiful in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, because we're sacrifices, man. But we're coming into life, man. All of the stuff our forefathers already had to go through, man. For us to have this platform, man, is serious, man. So he was tormented. It says, and when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest of us out of this present life, but the King of the world, whoo, all right, shall raise us up. Knowing, see, they understood reincarnation, man. And when you understand reincarnation, your perspective of death should change, man. The people in this world don't understand death. We understand death, man. That's why we can say the 2/3 are going to die, because we understand that eventually they're going to be raised back up. We can take a death because we understand eventually we'll be raised back up. All right, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. So we're going to get everlasting life through our King, man. OK, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, our high priest. He's going to put he not only was he called the King of Salem, but he was called the priest of the Most High God, Melchizedek. OK, so that everlasting life is going to be given through him. You see? And we'll no longer have to go through all of these different things in the flesh and having the heathen rule over us, man. And he understood that because it's prophesied in the scrolls. You go to the Old Testament, it tells you that, all right, we're going to have a new covenant in which he's going to put the laws in us. Told us he was going to send us a savior. OK, it says after him was the third made a mocking stock. And when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon holding forth his hand manfully and courageously, and said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. All right. Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage. And see, right now, Esau is sort of marveling at our courage. See, when Esau came with the Fox News and the CNN, he thought we would get scared. You see, but we're going harder, man. You see that? Esau's like, these people are absolutely crazy. Because he knows he can ruin your whole life by putting you on the news. All right? So they were marveling at our forefather, man. All right? It says, now when this man was dead also, they tormented or mangled the fourth in like manner. Remember, there were 7 brethren, and the mother, all right, 7 was completion. And the mother, okay, was watching all of this, man. Okay. And I know that was hard, man. Okay, because my grandmother had a bunch of children, a lot of children, I think 8. And she outlived, I think, all but like 3 of them, man. And she was hurt when all of them would die, would go to the funeral. She would be hurt, man. So just imagine her, a mother watching this. Okay. But watch what this brother said. So when he was ready to die, the fourth, see that the four is mercy. Judah was the fourth born, all right, of Jacob, man. Okay. Which 4 is mercy, man. All right. And that mercy is going to come out of Judah, which is Yahushua, the Lion of Judah. All right. It said, so when he was ready to die, he said, thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from God to be raised up, all right, again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. So let's read this slowly. So when he was ready to die, he said, thus, see, these are the men you should be looking up to, man. Not no damn Tupac, man. Tupac went out like a G, man. Tupac was a nigga, man. Tupac played the hell out. When he comes on now, I get an attitude, man. There's some of us, but anyway. The way you guys idolize Tupac is just annoying, man. All right. So when he was ready to die, he said, thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from God to be raised up again by him. So this proves reincarnation. This proves regeneration. Read again. All right. Carnation is flesh. Generation, flesh. Gene. Okay. Through your forefather, through your fathers, man. Progenitor. Okay. You come back through that line, man. That way, nobody gets away, and who's supposed to be destroyed is going to be destroyed. Who's supposed to get the reward is going to get the reward. It's through the process of reincarnation. You are who you are. That spirit from the foundation of the earth was chosen to be what it would be. But what did he tell Esau? As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life to life. Now, we understand that there is reincarnation. In Esau, these Edomites today are the seed of their fathers, right? So what did he mean by this? What did he mean by this? What did he know? Because we know that there will come a day where Esau, Edom will not have any resurrection of life, and there will be no more generations of him. Okay? You Edomites will not have any resurrection of life after you serve your hardcore captivity, man. And you're going to serve double. Out of all of the nations, out of all of the heathen nations, you Edomites are the ones that's going to serve double, man. And after that, you will have no resurrection of life. Meaning your seed line will be completely obliterated out of the planet Earth, man. Thus saith the Holy Scripture, Obadiah 1:18, the house of Joseph shall be a fire. The house of Jacob shall be a fire. The house of Joseph a flame. Okay. Because the nation is going to be one again. Okay. And the house of Esau for a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. Let's get Job 18. Okay, Job 18. Job 18 and 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors, Yahushua, and it shall dwell, all right, in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation, all right, Babylon. His root shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off, meaning he will not have any more offspring. There's going to come a point where Esau, Edom, will not have any resurrection of life, man. Okay. The job that Saul wanted to do to Agag. Okay. It didn't happen, but it's going to happen ultimately when all of you Edomites are taken, and you will not have any nephew, brother. Okay. And we're going to get that. Okay. No remnant will come from you. You have a group teaching that Esau, Edom, there will be a remnant of Esau forever. No. So what are we going to do? Have Planned Parenthood and make sure they don't multiply? Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here, man. No, Esau, Edom will eventually, there will be a day where you Israelites will look outside and he will not be there. You will not have to worry about his presence ever again. And that will be the final to the kingdom of heaven, man. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for his beautiful word, man. It says his remembrance shall perish from the earth. He shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven out from the light into darkness and chased out of the world. He's going to be chased out of the world, man. And Job was a prophet. You see that? So you Edomites are going to be chased out of the world, man. All right. Tabal, world. Okay. So you're going to be chased, all right, out of the world. Okay. We're just the messengers. He shall neither have son nor nephew, because those are men, all right, who have the seed, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day. All of the other heathens are going to be like, damn, we ain't coming up against this people. As they that went before were affrighted, because you have to understand, in the kingdom of heaven, the heathen won't have the laws written in them, man. So they're not going to be perfect, but they're going to be forced to follow our ways, man. Okay. So he's not going to have any son nor nephew among his dwellings. Now I know a precept, Isaiah 14:22. For I will raise up from them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Okay. Yeah. Job 20:7. It said, I start at 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, all right, his sins have reached into heaven, Babylon. His head shall reach into the clouds, meaning he's at the height of his power. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which see him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. He shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye which saw him shall see him no more. Why do you Israelites want to see this man forever, man? This is the spirit of the serpent. He can't be in the garden. Okay. He's not going to be able to enjoy it. The heathen nations will be, all right, in the kingdom of heaven. Okay. They will be our subjects. They won't be perfect, but they'll still be there. They'll be able to exist, and we'll judge them when they go off. And that narrative was written about in Zechariah, the 14th chapter. If you don't understand it, if you've never seen it, I'll do a video on it to show you the heathen nation will not be perfect as the Israelites. They will have to follow our laws. You see? But Esau, Edom, wants his punishment, that double, reward her double. Okay, that 1,000-year period, he's going to be done away with as a nation, man. Okay. He's through. Okay. You're not going to see him. Now, why do you want to see him? You should be tired of seeing these people, man. Their energy, their way. You don't want to deal with that struggle from the womb. It got to go, man. Okay. He won't bow. The heathen nations will eventually bow. Esau was not created to bow. So there'll be a constant war. Okay. The Lord said he's going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation. That would mean that that generation would eventually have to be cut off, because it ain't going to be no more war in the kingdom of heaven, man. So eventually Esau, Edom will be cut off, man. And our forefather understood that and told him that to his face. Now, you know, Esau didn't understand what he was saying in Maccabees, man. Psalms 21. And 9, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. Goodness gracious. is the precept? Isaiah 14, dealing with the king of Babylon. Bam. So their fruit shall thou destroy from off the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against thee and imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform, man. The New World Order, transhumanism, all right, possessing the Israelites as if he created them, and being the most high God on the earth through carnal means. So right here, it lets you know their fruit shall be destroyed from among the earth, and their seed, all right, from among the children of men. So that seed line of Edom will eventually, all right, be destroyed out of the earth. And our forefather understood that, man. Okay? Because we understand that Esau, Edom, all right, when he dies, they come back too. All right? But he understood that there's going to be a day where Esau, Edom would have no resurrection of life, man. Let's read that again. So when the 2 Maccabees 7:14, so when he was ready to die, he said, thus, it is good being put to death by men to look from hope from God to be raised up again by him. All right. Ye that followed me. All right. In the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne, ye shall also sit on the throne. So we're going to be raised up again, and we have been raised up again. OK, but in the regeneration, this lifetime, we're seeing the downfall, and we're going to receive that blessing, man. Somebody going to get it. It says, as for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. He understood that Esau, Edom would eventually be done away with as a nation, man. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. So with that, I wanted to just bring that out. Maybe I'll read through the rest of it in another lesson, but I made the point.